Decoded.
Welcome back to Book Decoded, where we kind of unpack these mind-blowing books out there.
Yeah.
And today, we're diving into this world of AI, right?
Right.
ChatGPT and the Future of AI by Terrence J. Sejnowski.
He brings this really unique perspective as a neuroscientist, right? He's been looking at AI and brains for decades, so he can really bridge the gap between these two super complex fields.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, this book is so relevant now, especially with all this buzz about large language models, LLMs,
Yeah.
ChatGPT. I mean, it's wild.
It's incredible.
They write poems, translate languages, they even code.
It's mind-blowing.
But it makes you wonder, how intelligent are these things, really?
That's the big question that Sejnowski tackles in the book.
Okay.
He actually interviewed two experts with totally opposite views on LLM intelligence. And that led him to some pretty thought-provoking conclusions.
I'm ready to dive in.
Let's do it.
So the book kicks off with some really cool examples of how LLMs are impacting our world right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I was so fascinated by the section on AI in medicine.
Yeah, that's a hot topic for sure.
That is.
So, Sejnowski, he talks about this AI assistant called NYU-tron.
Yeah.
It's being used at NYU Langone Health to actually help doctors.
Interesting.
So it's not replacing doctors or anything, but it's like a super powerful tool.
I see, like a sidekick.
Exactly, like a super smart sidekick for doctors.
Okay.
So NYU-tron can transcribe patient visits, summarize like the key points from those conversations, and it can even analyze medical records to suggest potential diagnoses based on the doctor's notes.
So doctors can make faster, more informed decisions.
Potentially, yeah. And that could be a game changer for healthcare.
Yeah, totally. Especially with the increasing demands on doctors these days, right? So what about education?
Oh, yeah, education.
Sejnowski also talks about how LLMs could revolutionize learning.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Imagine, like, personalized LLM tutors.
Okay.
Sejnowski calls them thought-GPTs, and they adapt to each student's needs and learning style.
Oh, wow.
It's like having this vast knowledge base tailored just for you.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a really compelling idea.
It is, especially for students who maybe struggle in traditional classrooms.
Right.
But it also makes me wonder, though, if AI is doing all this, heavy lifting with information and personalized learning, what happens to critical thinking?
That's a good question.
Right.
And to Sejnowski's credit, he doesn't avoid these potential downsides.
Okay.
He's optimistic about LLMs and enhancing education, but he's also realistic about the challenges, right? Integrating this technology responsibly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That leads me to another area where LLMs are making waves, the legal field.
Interesting.
Can you imagine AI, like, speeding up legal research or analyzing these complex contracts?
It's a lawyer's dream.
Right.
Sejnowski points out there are risks.
Oh, of course.
He actually cites a real case where an LLM fabricated legal cases.
Wait.
And citations in a brief that was given to a judge.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it happened.
So these LLMs can make mistakes.
They can, even big ones.
Wow.
Which highlights the need for careful oversight when using this technology.
For sure.
Especially in fields like law. It's a reminder that LLMs are powerful, but they're not perfect.
Okay, this is blowing my mind already.
We're just getting started.
Right.
Sejnowski also talks about the potential for LLMs to transform entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
AI actors?
AI actors?
AI singers?
Whoa.
It's fascinating, maybe a little unnerving.
Right.
He even talks about resurrecting deceased performers through AI.
What, like bringing them back?
He calls it ACT-GPT.
ACT-GPT.
And it's not just theoretical. Have you heard of Rosie?
Rosie.
Rosie is a South Korean AI influencer.
Okay.
She's landed millions of dollars in advertising deals.
No way.
A virtual persona, real money.
So brands are paying virtual influencers now.
It's a sign of the times.
It is.
It makes you wonder about the future of celebrity, right?
Totally.
What does real even mean anymore?
It's a lot to take in. I mean, what about music? AI composing symphonies, cleaning up soundtracks.
It's already happening. LLMs are being used to generate musical variations, create original scores, even remaster old recordings.
Wow.
Sejnowski asks, can AI create emotionally moving music? Or is that human element always going to be essential?
That's deep.
It is. It makes you think about the nature of art, right?
Totally.
Creativity.
I feel like we're just scratching the surface here with the potential of LLMs.
Oh, absolutely. These are just glimpses, you know, into the possibilities and the challenges that come with this technology. And now we're getting to the heart of it.
Okay, let's go.
How intelligent are these LLMs, really? Are they just mimics? Or is there something more going on?
I'm ready to find out.
Me too. So to really dig into this intelligence question, Sejnowski focuses on these interviews he did with two brilliant minds who have completely opposite views on LLMs.
This is what I've been waiting for. Okay, so tell me about these experts.
All right, so on one side, you've got Douglas Hofstadter. He's a really renowned cognitive scientist, won a Pulitzer Prize.
Wow.
And he's known for his work on logic, creativity, and the nature of consciousness.
So he represents like the skeptical view of LLMs.
Exactly. He sees LLMs as, sophisticated mimics. They can generate impressive output, but he thinks they lack genuine understanding. He argues they're basically clueless.
Clueless, wow.
Even though they can process language so well.
I can just picture him like raising an eyebrow at those AI poems, you know?
Yeah, totally. His interview style was super focused on logic. He asked these really interesting, almost quirky questions. But in the end, he just wasn't convinced about any real intelligence in LLMs.
Okay, so that's one side. Who's the other expert?
Right. So on the other side, there's Blaise Aguirre y Arcas, leading AI researcher at Google. And Aguirre y Arcas, he sees things differently. He believes that LLMs show signs of actual understanding. Even a theory of mind.
Wait, theory of mind, isn't that like the ability to know that other people have their own thoughts and beliefs?
Yes, it's this really complex cognitive ability that we usually associate with humans. So Aguirre y Arcas, he designed these clever prompts to test this in LLMs.
Oh, interesting.
Like he'd give scenarios where the LLM had to guess what another person would think based on limited info. The results were pretty intriguing.
So who's right? Are they mimics, or do they understand things?
Well, that's where Sejnowski brings in this fascinating concept. The mirror of erased hypothesis.
The mirror of erased.
He named it after that magical mirror.
Oh, from Harry Potter.
Yes. The one that shows you your deepest desires.
I love those books.
Yeah, so Sejnowski's saying that LLMs are kind of like that mirror. They reflect the intelligence and desires of the person using them.
So the way you talk to an LLM changes how it responds.
Exactly. So maybe Hofstadter's skeptical approach actually limited the LLM. And Aguirre Arcas, being more open-minded, might uncover a deeper level of understanding.
That's so interesting.
Right. It makes you question if we underestimate AI sometimes because we're so focused on it being human-like.
Totally different.
Yeah, Sejnowski's mirror of erased idea challenges us to rethink what we think about intelligence, to be open to the possibility that AI might understand things in ways we don't get yet.
This is blowing my mind.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. So where does Sejnowski go from here?
Well, he doesn't just stop at analyzing the present. He looks ahead to the future. He maps out what he calls an artificial general autonomy, or AGA, roadmap.
AGA, okay. That sounds like a whole other level.
He envisions these LLMs getting out of the vat, so to speak. Moving past just text and interacting with the physical world.
So instead of just typing, AI will actually be in the world.
Exactly. And Sejnowski believes that this AGA will be inspired by how our brains work.
So AI that can learn and act in the real world.
That's the idea. And to get there, he talks about some really cool stuff. Like neuromorphic computing.
Neuromorphic computing, what is that?
So imagine computer chips that are designed to be more like neurons in our brains.
Wow.
And these chips, they process information in a way that's way more efficient than regular computer chips.
So like instead of huge data centers, we could have super efficient AI in our phones and stuff.
Exactly. That's the potential Sejnowski sees.
This is incredible, but what about the ethics of all this?
You're right. The ethical implications are huge, and Sejnowski acknowledges that. He presents a balanced view, acknowledging both the good and the bad.
So he's not, like, ready to hand over the world to AI just yet.
He's cautious but optimistic.
Okay.
He knows this tech is powerful, but we need to be careful.
Right. Think about how it develops.
Exactly, and have these conversations about how to shape AI's future.
So it benefits all of us.
Yes, and after this journey through Sejnowski's book, what are some key takeaways,
I'm wondering that too.
as we head into this AI-powered world?
Yeah, it does feel like we've covered a lot, but I'm sure there's still more to discuss.
Oh, definitely.
So where does Sejnowski leave us at the end of the book, after exploring all these different aspects of AI?
Well, he ends with some really profound reflections.
Okay.
He argues that the whole rise of LLMs, like ChatGPT and all that, it's not just changing the world around us,
Right.
It's also making us rethink what intelligence even means.
So, like, our definition of intelligence might be wrong.
Yeah, because our current definition is so human-centric.
That makes sense.
Right? Like, AI is showing us that maybe there are other ways of thinking, other forms of intelligence that we don't even recognize because they're not, like, human.
It's almost like AI is intelligent in ways we can't even understand yet.
Exactly, because our brains are wired differently.
Wow.
Sejnowski suggests that by studying AI, we might actually learn more about ourselves.
Oh, interesting.
Like understand human intelligence better.
It's kind of like AI is holding up a mirror to our own minds.
Yeah, and we're seeing something we didn't expect.
That's a really cool way to think about it. It changes the whole AI versus human debate, right?
Right. It suggests that AI isn't a threat, but maybe a tool for self-discovery.
I like that.
I think that's one of the most powerful takeaways from Sejnowski's book,
Yeah.
He leaves us with this sense of, like, wonder and possibility.
Yeah.
He makes us think that maybe we're on the edge of a whole new era of intelligence.
Okay.
One where humans and AI like coexist and even collaborate.
It's pretty exciting and a little bit scary, to be honest.
I get that.
It makes you think about the future,
Definitely. And Sejnowski doesn't pretend to have all the answers, but he gives us the tools, the knowledge, and critical thinking skills to navigate this new territory.
So it's not about being afraid of AI.
No, it's about understanding it.
Okay.
Working with it and making sure it develops in a way that benefits everyone.
Well, I feel a lot more informed after this conversation.
Me too.
And definitely inspired to learn more. Would you say ChatGPT and the future of AI is like a must-read for anyone who's interested in this stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, whether you're a tech person, just a curious person, or someone who wants to understand what's shaping our world, it's a great book, really thought-provoking and surprisingly easy to read.
I'm convinced. I'm adding it to my reading list.
Good choice.
And on that note, we've reached the end of another episode of Book Decoded.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and the nature of intelligence.
It was fun.
We'll be back next time with a brand new book and a whole new topic to explore.
Can't wait.
Until then, keep those minds curious and those pages turning.
See you next time.